Welcome, traveler, to a tale that drifts between clouds, stars, and the whispers of eternity. Tonight, we rise beyond valleys, beyond rivers, into skies where dreams are carried on silver winds. The world below fades into silence, while Olympus looms like a crown carved from eternal dawn. For ages, poets and wanderers gazed upward, seeking glimpses of mysteries veiled by divine clouds. At the heart of these mysteries rests a seat, radiant and endless, the Celestial Throne of Zeus. It is said the throne is not forged of stone or gold, but of balance, wisdom, and eternal harmony. Thunder does not roar in wrath here, but hums gently, reminding us of power shaped by patience. The throne is not a weapon, not a fortress, but a beacon shining through the silence of the skies. Close your eyes and listen, for stories unfold not in war, but in echoes, carried on heavenly winds. You are invited to ascend with me, to walk a path of light, and to seek the throne among the stars. The path begins where mountains breathe mist, and valleys whisper secrets only dawn can hear. You step softly, as though each stone remembers the weight of countless dreams before yours. The air is thin, yet rich, with a hum that seems older than the earth, older than memory itself. Legends say Olympus does not rise from soil alone, but from the hopes of those who believe. Each cloud that drifts above its peak carries a story, a prayer, a longing from mortal hearts. You feel those stories brush your skin, like threads of starlight, weaving your path forward. The climb is not measured in distance, but in silence, in breaths that echo like gentle thunder. Every step is an invitation, as though the mountain itself opens doors. For seekers of wonder, no map can guide you here, for Olympus hides when eyes see only stone and shadow. But when hearts open, the summit reveals itself, like dawn breaking from within the soul. The path winds upward, bending through forests where leaves glimmer like fragments of sky. Birds sing with voices that sound almost human, carrying tones of forgotten hymns. Streams run clear as glass, reflecting constellations, though the sun still rests above. You pause, watching the water ripple, and it feels as though the stars bow gently in greeting. The climb continues, yet there is no burden in your steps, only a rhythm shaped by awe. Each turn of the trail gifts you glimpses of horizons painted in silver and rose. The mountain does not test your strength, but your willingness to see beauty without end. Legends whisper that mortals who rush will find nothing but fog and stone. But those who walk slowly, listening, will hear Olympus sing in every rustling leaf. You begin to hear it now, faint and tender, a chorus hidden in wind. Earth. It is not music for the ears alone, but for the spirit that longs to belong. Your journey becomes less about reaching the summit and more about being part of it. You realize the mountain is not a barrier, but a companion, guiding you upward. The path narrows, weaving along cliffs where the sky unfolds like an endless sea. Clouds drift below your feet, glowing gold where sunlight brushes their backs. For a moment, it feels as though you are no longer walking, but floating. The world beneath is distant, silent, a memory fading like twilight. Ahead, the air thickens with a brilliance that does not blind, but embraces. It is said that Zeus's throne shines through every storm, yet never strikes in anger. The light you see is gentle, the kind that nurtures rather than commands. You sense the mountain leading you closer, its silence now alive with anticipation. Birdsong fades, streams quiet, and the hum of Olympus grows steady and deep. It is not thunder now, but the heartbeat of something vast and eternal. You understand that the throne is not found at the summit alone. It begins here, in the journey, in the harmony between step and silence. Your breath falls in rhythm with the mountain's pulse, steady and calm. The air smells of rain before it falls. Fresh, alive, promising renewal. You pause again, not from weariness, but reverence for the path itself. Every stone seems to glow faintly, as if remembering every dream placed upon it. You feel yourself lighter, carried by something greater than strength or will. The ascent is not conquest, but communion, a meeting between mortal and divine. And though the summit still waits, you realize you have already entered Olympus. For Olympus is not above the clouds, nor beyond the reach of hands. It dwells in the stillness of wonder, in the patience of every step. The throne of Zeus waits, but so too does the lesson of the path, that the climb itself is sacred as the destination. And so, with heart open, you continue upward, ready to glimpse the sky's eternal secret. The air shimmers as you ascend higher, and a golden glow spreads gently across the horizon. Legends call it the light of the throne, a radiance that does not fade with time or shadow. The Celestial Throne of Zeus is more than a seat, more than a symbol of command or power. It is said to hold the harmony of sky and earth, woven into threads of eternal brilliance. The throne rests not in silence alone, but in a song carried by winds across the heavens. Every note is a reminder that balance, not might, sustains both gods and mortals alike. You pause and let your gaze drift upward, where clouds part like curtains in a grand hall. Through them glimmers a throne that seems both near and distant, real and dreamlike. Its form is radiant, shaped not by mortal hands, but by the promise of divine order. Columns of light rise around it, shifting like auroras, never still, always alive. The seat itself appears woven from dawn and dusk, colors merging in endless embrace. It does not gleam to dazzle, but to welcome, as though it calls to every searching heart. Stories whisper that each ray of light is a vow kept, a truth honored, a hope remembered. The throne gathers these fragments, turning them into the foundation of Olympus itself. As you step closer, the glow deepens, yet your eyes are never blinded by its brilliance. Instead, your spirit feels lighter, as though the throne recognizes your quiet journey. You realize that this throne is not crafted from gold, marble, or fire. It is forged from the very balance that allows seasons to turn and stars to remain. The throne is a promise, unbroken, binding heavens to the earth beneath. Zeus does not sit as a ruler of conquest, but as a guardian of harmony and rhythm. The throne stands as witness to every storm and every calm, every beginning and ending. It is the axis where time itself pauses, listening to the steady hum of creation. No crown adorns it, no sword guards it, for it needs none to command. Reverence. The throne is radiant because it reflects the collective awe of countless generations. Mortals look to the skies, and their longing rises like smoke, weaving its glow brighter. Gods speak their oaths, and their words rest upon the throne as foundations of trust. Even silence contributes, for silence too is part of the song the throne carries. You sense that the throne has no boundary between seen and unseen, mortal and divine. It belongs to every dreamer who dares to wonder, and every spirit who seeks balance. The air around you vibrates with echoes, as though countless voices sing without words. The throne listens, not to command, but to remind each being of its place in the whole. Its radiance is gentle, patient, unyielding in its quiet invitation to rise above fear. You take a breath and feel the light brush your heart, leaving warmth that lingers. The throne does not demand worship, only recognition of the beauty it, quote, embodies. You understand now why myths endure, why poets spoke of thrones among the clouds. It is not power that captures memory, but the peace found in knowing balance exists. Even thunder in its grandeur softens when it circles the celestial throne. Each rumble becomes a lullaby, reminding the world of Zeus's enduring presence here. Storm and calm are not enemies, but companions seated side by side. The throne reflects this truth, holding both fire and water, shadow and light. You feel awe not because of its size, but because it carries eternity so gently. The celestial throne is not a monument to fear, but to belonging, to timeless wonder. And as you stand before its glow, you realize it was never meant for gods alone. It is a beacon for all hearts, willing to listen, to seek harmony in the vastness of the sky. The journey shifts now, not through stone or sky, but through the quiet corridors of your own heart. A whisper rises within, soft and steady, guiding you toward a dream that feels older than memory. This dreamer's path begins in silence, where mortal longing dares to meet the divine. No footsteps mark the trail, for it is carved in imagination, seen only by eyes that believe. The dreamer is not a hero of war, nor a ruler of men, but a seeker shaped by wonder. Each breath carries questions, not of conquest, but of purpose and belonging beneath the stars. The dream does not arrive in sleep, but in waking hours when the world grows quiet and still. It stirs gently, like a lantern glowing in dusk, promising light in unknown directions. The dreamer listens, and in listening, hears the faint call of Olympus from afar. It is not a command, not an order, but an invitation whispered on the edge of thought. To follow such a call is to step beyond the ordinary, into a realm woven by faith. The dreamer gathers no armor, no sword, no shield, for none are needed on this path. Instead, they carry hope, patience, and the courage to walk into uncertainty. Legends say Olympus can be touched only when the heart abandons fear of the unseen. And so the dreamer learns to trust silence, to walk with questions instead of answers. Each moment becomes a step, each wonder a bridge, each pause a door, opening wider. The journey unfolds, not on maps, but in visions, shifting with the rhythm of thought. At times, the dreamer feels lost, wandering in shadowed valleys of doubt. Yet even in doubt, the throne's light flickers faintly, steady as a star. At midnight, the dreamer learns that to continue is itself a kind of devotion. Imagination becomes the compass, pointing toward horizons that shimmer with promise. And slowly, the dreamer begins to sense unseen companions along the way. Not gods, not spirits, but echoes of countless seekers who once dreamed the same dream. Their presence is felt in laughter carried by wind, in warmth rising with dawn. Each echo reminds the dreamer, no journey of wonder is ever truly alone. The dreamer pauses, eyes closed, letting the whispers settle deep into the soul. In that stillness, visions bloom. A mountain crowned with cloud, a throne of living light. The dreamer sees rivers that sing, stars that bow, skies that open like a book of stories. These are not illusions, but invitations to believe in more than the ordinary. The heart stirs, and with it, a courage that feels quiet but unbreakable. The dreamer rises and steps forward, not on earth, but into a journey of spirit. Each step is both inward and upward, leading closer to Olympus with every breath. The dreamer carries no proof of progress, only faith that the path is real. And faith itself becomes the bridge, carrying the dreamer higher through unseen skies. You too walk with this dreamer, for every listener is invited into the same ascent. The throne does not call one alone, but all who open their hearts to wonder. The dreamer becomes a mirror, reflecting the longing in every soul that listens. In their story, you hear your own, whispered in a language older than words. And so the journey continues, step by step, dream by dream, toward Olympus. The throne glimmers still, patient, waiting, not for power, but for presence. For each seeker who dares to imagine, the path rises gently from within, and the dreamer, carrying no crown but endless wonder, walks onward into light. The path now turns from the quiet of dreams to the vast canvas of the heavens above your gaze. You step into night, yet this night glows with rivers of stars flowing across endless skies. Constellations stretch like maps, guiding the dreamer through realms beyond the mortal world. Each star seems alive, pulsing softly, as if whispering its own ancient secret to listening hearts. The winds shift gently, carrying the fragrance of eternity. Cool, light, filled with hidden voices. You pause and feel the breeze trace your skin, as though the sky itself greets your arrival. The journey becomes less of walking, more of gliding. Carried upon currents of celestial air, the stars arrange themselves into shapes, figures, and paths pointing toward Olympus. Orion stands tall in the distance, not as a hunter, but as a beacon of direction and courage. The Pleiades shimmer close, like companions, their glow warm and comforting to weary eyes. The Milky Way stretches wide, a silver river leading onward, a bridge between realms. You follow its curve, your heart steady, each beat aligned with the rhythm of the cosmos. The winds grow stronger, not with force, but with melody, like harps woven into air. Each gust carries notes of songs sung by countless travelers who once walked this path. You realize the sky is not silent. It is alive with stories, voices, and eternal memory. The constellations are no longer distant drawings, but guardians, watching with gentle care. Their light does not blind, but guides, offering direction when shadows feel too near. The journey through stars is not measured by distance, but by the clarity of wonder. The more you open your heart, the brighter the constellations glow upon your path. You find yourself listening, though no words are spoken, only music of creation itself. The winds swirl, and with them you rise, lifted higher into layers of endless sky. Galaxies bloom like gardens, each petal a sun, each scent a memory of eternity. The stars begin to weave around you, forming patterns of light that circle your steps. You walk as though upon a carpet woven from silver threads and diamond sparks. Each step leaves no mark, yet each moment feels eternal, written into the language of light. Ahead, a star shines brighter than the rest, not fierce, but steady, welcoming. It pulses like a heartbeat, and you feel drawn to it as if it knows your very name. This star guides you through the shifting winds, steady as a lantern in endless night. The air grows cooler, yet filled with warmth that seems to rise from within your soul. The constellations bow, their lines bending gently, as if blessing your onward journey. You realize now that stars are not distant fires, but companions of every seeker. They walk with dreamers, light their doubts, remind them of beauty and silence. The winds quiet for a moment, and the sky deepens into a serene stillness. In that stillness, you hear the faintest hum, the voice of Olympus, carried on air. It is soft, like distant thunder at rest, like a lullaby sung by the universe itself. The throne waits beyond, yet already its presence weaves through the fime, winds and stars. You breathe deeply, letting the air fill you with calm, clarity, and unwavering peace. The constellations shine brighter one last time, then fade gently into the horizon. They have carried you far, guiding you closer to the heart of Olympus's eternal song. The winds wrap around you once more, gentle, lifting you toward a higher realm. The stars watch as you pass, silent but radiant, their glow a promise that you are not alone. You step forward, leaving behind the river of constellations, carrying their blessing. The path now rises toward Olympus, its throne shining beyond, patient and eternal. The path narrows as you move deeper into the heights, where silence feels almost sacred. It is here that the guardians dwell, not of steel or shadow, but of wisdom and quiet grace. They do not rise in armor or roar with fury, for their power is woven from balance alone. Each guardian embodies a truth, a reflection of harmony that must be honored to pass. The first appears as light itself, a figure woven from dawn, warm and steady as the horizon. It asks no question aloud, but its gaze invites you to consider patience within your heart. You understand that rushing blinds the eyes, while waiting opens paths, unseen. The guardian nods softly, fading back into radiance, leaving only a glow to guide you. The second stands where water flows, shimmering as though formed from living streams. Its voice is like ripples, calm, asking, "Do you know how to listen, not just to hear?" You pause, breathing in the silence, letting the sound of water fill your spirit with calm. The guardian smiles, not with lips, but with the current itself, then dissolves into mist. The third arises from wind, a shape without form, shifting with every breath you take. Its presence carries a riddle. Can you bend without breaking? Change without fear? You let the wind pass through you, feeling it teach you that flexibility is not weakness. The guardian circles once, then drifts away, leaving a song echoing in the air. The fourth appears in stillness, standing like stone, firm yet serene, unshaken by time. It does not move, yet its silence asks, "Can you hold steady when the world trembles?" You place your hand upon the stone, grounding yourself in its enduring calm. The guardian remains, but fades into the mountain itself, as if never separate from it. The final guardian rises not as form, but as reflection, a mirror of your own being. It shows you your journey, your doubts, your hopes, all woven into one, a face. Its question is unspoken but clear. Do you accept yourself as part of this harmony? You breathe and nod, not to the mirror, but to the truth you now carry. Inside, the reflection shimmers, and slowly the figure fades, leaving only the sky above. Each guardian has tested you not with force, but with the echoes of timeless wisdom. You realize now Olympus is not climbed with strength, but with lessons held in spirit. Patience, listening, flexibility, steadiness, and acceptance are the true keys. These guardians were not obstacles, but teachers, guiding you toward the throne's light. You walk onward, lighter than before, carrying their gifts within your clespite heart. The path glows softly beneath your steps, as if acknowledging your newfound clarity. The winds sing more clearly now, no longer distant, but close and guiding. The guardians linger, unseen, yet their presence remains in every breath you take. You know their wisdom will echo in each step, even beyond this mountain. Their lessons are not for Olympus alone, but for every path in mortal life. The climb continues, but you no longer feel like a wanderer in search of direction. Instead, you feel like part of the mountain itself, carried forward by harmony. The guardians have shown you that the throne is not a prize, but a promise. A promise that balance, once honored, opens doors no storm can close. And so you continue, knowing Olympus will reveal more wonders ahead. The celestial throne waits, yet already its light is alive in your every step. The mountain path now carries you higher, where the air grows thin but filled with clarity. Each breath feels lighter, yet every inhale seems to draw in fragments of the divine. The sky no longer hangs above, it surrounds you, vast and infinite in every direction. Clouds drift slowly, golden at the edges, glowing as though lit from within by hidden suns. You step carefully, but the path beneath your feet feels woven from light, not from stone. Each step hums gently, like strings of a harp touched by invisible fingers of eternity. The mountain speaks now, not with words, but with silence heavy and filled with meaning. It feels as though Every rock, every breeze, every ray of light watches your ascent. The echoes of the guardians linger, their wisdom shaping the way the world feels to you. Ahead, the path bends into a garden suspended among the clouds of Olympus itself. This garden is unlike any on earth, for it blooms without soil, fed only by sky and song. Flowers of silver petals rise gently, shimmering like starlight in the daylight haze. Vines curl upward, weaving crowns of light, moving as though alive with gentle rhythm. Trees stand tall, their trunks translucent, their branches glowing with quiet radiance. Instead of fruit, they bear spheres of light, drifting like lanterns in a midnight breeze. You reach out to touch one, and it dissolves into a melody that echoes in your heart. The sound is familiar, like laughter from childhood or whispers of a long-forgotten dream. Every flower hums, every leaf shivers with tone, making the garden a living symphony. You pause, letting the music settle into your soul, grounding you in quiet wonder. This is the sanctuary of memory, where the stories of gods and mortals intertwine. Each bloom holds a fragment of a tale, preserved not in words, but in luminescence. You walk slowly, listening, watching, absorbing the harmony of the timeless garden. One tree shimmers brighter than the rest, its light soft, inviting you closer. As you near, the orbs of light drifting from its branches gather around you. They pulse with rhythm, and you realize they echo your heartbeat, your very being. The tree speaks not aloud, but in resonance felt deep within your chest. It tells you the truth of Olympus. The throne is not possession, but responsibility. Power is not taken, but given, entrusted to those who walk in balance with all things. The garden sings louder now, its voices layering like a chorus of unseen companions. You feel the weight of the mountain lift, replaced by calm clarity within your heart. The path ahead becomes visible again, woven through blossoms and silver leaves. Each step feels lighter, as though the garden itself carries you toward Olympus peak. You understand that the throne is not hidden to test your strength, but your spirit. Only those who listen, who honor, who walk in harmony can arrive before its light. The sanctuary fades gently behind you, but its song remains within your heart. You carry with you not only wisdom, but melody, balance shaped into living sound. The garden's blessing is now yours, guiding you toward the final ascent. The clouds part above, revealing the shimmering crown of Olympus more clearly. It glows not like fire, but like dawn, eternal, patient, welcoming, radiant. The air grows cooler, but the warmth of the garden still glows within your soul. You walk onward, steady, knowing each step is part of a story beyond yourself. The throne draws nearer, but already you feel its truth alive in every breath. The path winds upward, where clouds part to reveal the highest chambers of Olympus. Here, silence is deeper, yet filled with voices that seem older than the world itself. The air carries a hum, neither wind nor thunder, but something beyond both. You walk slowly, sensing you have entered the domain where eternity breathes. The stones beneath your feet are not plain rock, but shimmer faintly like crystal. Each step feels as though it awakens echoes of footsteps taken long before yours. You realize this place remembers, holding every pilgrim's story within its stillness. The walls of the mountain glow faintly, etched with patterns of light and shadow. They do not tell one story, but countless, layered like threads in a cosmic tapestry. Images shift as you look, showing moments of gods, mortals, and worlds intertwined. You see dawns long past, when the first light touched Olympus with golden flame. You see rivers forming, stars awakening, and voices rising in songs of creation. The chamber is not meant to intimidate, but to remind you of the vastness you enter. It whispers gently that you are part of something far greater than yourself. As you walk, The path leads you to a hall carved entirely from radiant mist. The mist does not hide, but reveals, shaping pillars of light that support the sky. Each pillar pulses with rhythm, steady as a heartbeat, yet vast as the cosmos. The hall opens into a circle, and within it lies a great pool of shimmering water. The surface glows not with reflection, but with visions flowing across its skin. You step closer, drawn by its pull, as though it knows the weight of Ron. Your journey. The water shows not Olympus or gods, but your own life. Every step, every moment. It reveals choices made, paths taken, and even the quiet moments often forgotten. You see yourself as a child, reaching for the sky, dreaming of something greater. You see moments of doubt, where shadows pressed close. Yet you walk onward. You see moments of laughter, of kindness, where light bloomed within your heart. The pool does not judge, it only reveals, holding truth without bitterness or pride. You realize this is the chamber of reflection, where the soul is measured in light, not weighed against others, but simply seen, whole and unhidden. You kneel by the water, letting its glow touch your hands, your face, your spirit. For the first time, you feel no need to strive, only to accept who you are fully. The water shimmers brighter, and the visions fade gently into stillness. The hall itself brightens, as though acknowledging the harmony within you. The mist rises higher, forming an archway ahead, glowing with radiant clarity. You understand the chamber has given you its blessing, not as reward, but as truth. Only one who accepts their story without denial can walk further toward the throne. The hum in the air deepens now, steady and reassuring, like a promise unfolding. You step through the archway, leaving behind the pool, carrying its peace with you. The path ahead shines brighter than before, lifting you into realms even higher. You know the journey nears its heart, where the throne waits in eternal stillness. Yet you walk calmly, carrying not ambition, but balance, acceptance, and light. For the throne is not an end, but a continuation of the harmony you have found. The archway fades behind you, and the path opens into a sky boundless and radiant. Here the air no longer feels heavy with ascent, but light, carrying you as though in flight. The horizon is not distant. It curves around you, glowing like a crown of living dawn. Everywhere you look, rivers of light stream like golden bridges through the heavens. These rivers are not water, but pure energy, flowing with voices and ancient harmony. You step forward, and the path itself becomes part of the luminous current. It carries you gently, like a vessel on a tide that knows its course. With certainty, the air hums with music deeper than sound, as if woven into the bones of existence. It feels as though you are not moving upward, but inward, into the heart of all things. Stars flicker around you, yet they do not seem distant. They hover, close, watching. Each star pulses as though alive, offering fragments of wisdom with every shimmer. One whispers patience, another courage, another kindness, each note weaving a chorus. You realize these are not distant suns, but the echoes of souls who once sought the throne. The journey is not yours alone. It has been walked by countless before, and countless after. Yet here, in this moment, the path belongs to you, your light parta. The eternal song. The rivers of energy rise, braiding together into a great bridge of radiant fire. It stretches into the heights, leading to a horizon where Olympus gleams like crystal flame. You walk slowly, each step resonating with a hum that feels like heartbeat and prayer. The bridge trembles, not from weakness, but from the living force that sustains it. It welcomes you, carrying not only your body, but the weight of your spirit. As you walk, visions unfold across the rivers on either side of you. They reveal moments of creation, of storms turned into calm, of night into dawn. You see Zeus himself, not as ruler of thunder, but as guardian of balance. His throne gleams not with authority alone, but with responsibility, shaped in harmony. The vision fades, leaving only the bridge glowing beneath your steady feet. The higher you climb, the more the air itself feels woven with clarity and grace. Here, silence is not empty, but alive, filled with voices too soft to be fully heard. Perhaps they are prayers, perhaps blessings, perhaps simply the hum of eternity. The bridge narrows, and you sense the final ascent drawing near. It is not daunting, for the rivers of light hold you as gently as a mother's hands. You look upward, and Olympus no longer feels distant, but within reach of your soul. The great crown of the mountain rises, crowned in radiance, shimmering like endless dawn. You pause, not from weariness, but from reverence, knowing you stand before greatness. This is the threshold, where journeys end and truth begins, where light reveals all. The rivers part gently, curving aside, leaving a single glowing path ahead. The path is narrow, yet clear, carved from light itself, steady and welcoming. You step upon it, and the river's close behind, carrying your journey into memory. Ahead, the glow of Olympus intensifies, filling the sky with warmth beyond measure. The throne lies near, though unseen, its presence felt in every breath you take. You walk onward, calm and certain, knowing the summit awaits, not far ahead. And though the throne is still hidden, its light already lives within your spirit. The glowing path lifts you higher until the clouds dissolve into pure radiance. Here, Olympus reveals its crown, a summit where light itself takes form. The air is no longer cool or warm, but timeless. Beyond the measure of mortal breath, your steps echo softly, though the ground beneath is woven from brilliance itself. Each step feels less like walking and more like being carried by the eternal sky. Ahead, the horizon unfolds into a vast court, shaped from light and harmony. No walls, no roof, only open expanse stretching into infinity. Pillars rise, carved not of stone, but of shimmering dawn and flowing stars. They sway gently, as though breathing, alive with the rhythm of creation. In the center, a radiance grows brighter, calling you without sound or gesture. You feel its presence before you see it, steady and vast as eternity itself. The celestial throne of Zeus rests there, woven from threads of balance and time. It does not blaze like fire, nor gleam like gold, but glows with patient clarity. The throne hums softly, as if holding the heartbeat of heaven within its seat. It stands not as a prize, but as a promise. Power in harmony, not in dominance. You step closer, and the light embraces you, wrapping your spirit with calm. Visions ripple across the air, showing the throne through ages. Uncounted kings and wanderers have sought it, yet few understood its true meaning. It has never been conquered, for it cannot belong to one, only to all. You pause, feeling the weight of its presence, both gentle and infinite. The throne whispers, not with thunder, but with silence, deep and alive. Its lesson is clear. Strength without balance falters. Power without harmony fades. Zeus himself did not claim it by force, but by the harmony of storm, sky. The throne exists not to command, but to remind, to anchor heaven in peace. You stand before it now, not as a conqueror, but as a witness. The air thickens with light, filling every breath with clarity and stillness. You sense the countless guardians, rivers, and stars have guided you here. Their voices remain in the throne, each echo woven into its eternal glow. You bow your head, not out of duty, but out of reverence to its truth. The throne welcomes without demand, offering only the presence of harmony. You do not sit upon it, for the throne is not meant for possession. Instead, you stand within its glow, becoming part of its eternal light. In that moment, you feel the vastness of Olympus flowing through you. The mountain, the winds, the constellations, the guardians, all breathe as one. You realize the throne is not a seat, but a reflection of balance. Within, it exists wherever harmony is honored, wherever wisdom shapes power. Your heart quiets, steady and calm, alive with the truth of this place. The throne fades slightly, though it does not vanish, for it cannot be lost. It lives now within you, as it has within all who truly sought it. The court of light expands around you, endless, serene, and eternal. The journey nears its end, but the story has only just begun. The court of light softens, and the brilliance of the throne slowly recedes. It does not vanish, for it cannot, but it becomes part of the horizon itself. You stand still, breathing deeply, as if Olympus itself exhales with you. The summit is silent, yet alive, every particle shimmering with eternal calm. The journey has carried you through rivers, guardians, and chambers of truth. Now, at the peak, you realize the throne was never only a destination. It was a mirror, a reminder of the balance that dwells within all beings. The throne taught not to conquer, but to harmonize with the eternal rhythm. You turn slowly, gazing across the endless sky, stretched in every direction. Below, the world unfurls like a tapestry of rivers, mountains, and shining seas. Every thread glows with the same light that radiates from Olympus. You understand, the throne is not confined to this summit. It lives wherever balance, wisdom, and kindness guide the heart. The gods themselves once stood here, not as rulers, but as guardians of harmony. Their stories linger, not in power, but in the light of remembrance. The stars above pulse softly, as if nodding to the truth unfolding. Within you, you feel your steps lightening, no longer bound by weight or gravity. The summit seems to dissolve, and yet it remains, eternal, untouchable. You realize Olympus is not a place to be owned, but a truth to be carried. The throne entrusted you with no command, only the gift of clarity. Your journey has ended, yet it is also just beginning anew. You descend, though not downward, but outward, into the vastness of the world. The rivers of light guide you gently, as if escorting you back with reverence. You hear their whispers, patience, courage, kindness, echoes of every star you passed. The chambers fade, yet their lessons remain carved in your spirit. The guardians watch, silent, yet their presence hums within your heart. Even the pool of reflection glimmers faintly, a memory alive in your soul. Every step away from Olympus carries its light within you. The summit no longer feels distant, for its truth is eternal and near. You are no longer a seeker, nor a wanderer, but a bearer of harmony. The world below awaits, and you descend with calm certainty. You will not tell of thrones or crowns, but of balance, light, and wisdom. For these are the treasures no storm can scatter, no shadow can erase. The journey becomes part of the endless chorus of souls who sought the summit. Their whispers join yours, weaving a harmony that will never fade. Olympus remains, eternal, a beacon unseen, yet always present. The throne rests in silence, waiting for those who walk in truth. You step into the world once more, carrying its light in your breath, and as dawn breaks across the earth, you know the throne still shines, not only on the summit, but within every heart that seeks harmony.